The tension mounts, but they come down onto the line, led by Stafan EVERTS, fastest man in official qualification yesterday. Then it was Kurt NICHOLL, number 5, on that full factory HRC Honda. Then Monique Bevorts, the Belgium, number 4, with Andre Bartolini, number 11, drops in beside him. The teammate of that man, Bob Moore, number 41. Then BEIRER drops in, number 61. They come under starters' orders. The goggles are put on at the last moment to prevent misting. Little bit of an overcast day here. Up goes the 15-second board. Everybody prepares. Checking that the fuel is on. Checking their goggles. 5-second board will spin, and it does, into second or first gear, depending on the preference of the rider. Gate drops, here they go then. The first 250 leg gets underway. Who's it going to be? Into the right-hander. NICHOLL got a good start. Somebody's gone down, but it's NICHOLL. Kurt NICHOLL on the inside. That looks like Bevorts. And fourth is EVERTS. That could be more in fifth. But that's Paul Cooper, number 17, in the top 3. The SoCal Honda rider, a brilliant start. But it's NICHOLL. It's DeWitt. Bartolini's there, Bevorts is there, Moore's there, Carlson was there as they go up the chalk hill for the first time. Kurt NICHOLL. This has got to be a great start to his 250 campaign here at this British Grand Prix today. Bob Moore with Bevorts beside him. They are scrapping for those places. There are no holes barred in this type of stuff. And the crowd go wild again for the second time today. It was Paul Malin last time out, now it's Kurt NICHOLL. Can NICHOLL stay out in front and win this one? DeWitt, Cooper, EVERTS, VOHLAND, Bartolini, Moore, Bevorts. Kurt NICHOLL leads, and a change maybe for third there. Looks like EVERTS has gone through on Cooper. Well, it's really beginning to hot up now. The early stage of the race, the positions will change as they charge through. Look at VOHLAND. He really is on the gas. Oh, well, that's Bartolini. That could well have been his teammate in front that crashed with him. So there's no team orders between the Chesterfield squad. It's he who gets past the checkered flag first. DeWitt second, EVERTS, then it's VOHLAND, and look at Cooper, Bevorts, BEIRER, then the 2 Chesterfield men, Bartolini and Moore. Then it looked like Leon Gisbers, number 70. Listen to the crowd, they're going mad. There'll be no air left in their horns at the end of this Grand Prix. Just about expelled, they're giving it all they can give. Fantastic crowd here, 25,000 strong. A mixture of Brits, predominantly British people, with Belgians and Dutch and French and German. They've all come over in coaches. 20 or 30 coaches have arrived here this morning. This is a showcase Grand Prix. The first time ever we've had the 250s and the 125s together in this country, and only the second time in the world, and they're battling for positions because into the lead goes DeWitt. NICHOLL now down to second. EVERTS is third. NICHOLL having to accustomise himself with that new HRC engine. Very powerful to get him out the gate a bit quicker. That's been NICHOLL's problem this year. Can't get out the gate, but this is the reason that he's got a good start. This new engine straight from Japan last week. NICHOLL now second, EVERTS third, VOHLAND fourth. BEIRER is fifth, then Bevorts, then it's Cooper. Then the 2 Chesterfield men. Unbelievable stuff. The eyes of Europe are here today in Great Britain at Foxhill's Motor Park, watching this Grand Prix doubleheader. And EVERTS looks to have gone up into second. NICHOLL looks to have dropped to fourth. Obviously a mistake off camera somewhere by NICHOLL, but it's still DeWitt, and it's EVERTS. Then it's his teammate VOHLAND, both on the JHK Kawasaki's. Team manager will be happy with this at the moment, but can they sustain it to the end? There goes DeWitt, followed closely by EVERTS and VOHLAND. Those are the top 3. They come around to get their pit signals yet again. DeWitt being urged on. You wouldn't think that a Belgian rider could go so well on a hard packed track as this young man's going here today. more used to the sand, but they are proving that they can ride any terrain, these Belgians. NICHOLL, the crowd are urging him on. You can hear the hooters. It's BEIRER behind NICHOLL, then Bevorts going through number 4. There's the two Chesterfield men, almost inseparable at the moment, with Gizmo's number 70 behind them. Someone's gone down on that corner. The yellow flag being waved. It's Everts now then that's got the lead from VOHLAND and De Wit third. Then NICHOLL and then BEIRER. The German on a, well, unusual charge for the German. So the two JHK Silklin boys leading first and second. Biffy Suzuki, then HRC Honda fourth. Then it's BEIRER. Behind BEIRER at the moment, it's Bevorts, the second of the Suzuki men. They hoist the 250s across the double along the bottom veranda. NICHOLL under pressure from BEIRER at the moment. Everts leads. Stafan EVERTS winning back-to-back at the Grand Prix prior to this one, hoping to do it again here today. Urged on by their pit crews, Stafan EVERTS hoists it off down the hills. Look at the drop off there. You cannot walk up those hills. You have to help yourself on the roads, but we've got a scrap at the bottom. It's between NICHOLL and De Wit. So NICHOLL, I think, going up to third now. De Wit down to fourth. He led initially, but he's begun to drop back, and he's got the German Pit BEIRER behind him. So it's Everts, number 2, on the Kawasaki, the leads from his teammate, number 8, Tallon VOHLAND, the American. Look at the crowd cheering on Kurt NICHOLL, the 30-year-old former 500cc rider. Decided to change the 250s a couple of years back. Controversially changed as well. A lot of people said he wouldn't be able to ride the bike, but he came out in his first season and finished 4th overall. 5th last year. He wants to improve on it this year. There he is, NICHOLL, with De Wit behind him. Then BEIRER, as they launch these bikes over the tremendous jumps here. Spectacular stuff here for the 25,000 crowd that have turned up. And Paul Cooper, the South African number 17, on the SoCal Honda with Bartolini behind him. Everts it is, number 2 leading. The Belgium wants so desperately to win this championship, has tried for the last 2 years. The former 125 world champion. Then it's VOHLAND, his teammate. Then NICHOLL, the Brit. Then De Wit once again, and the German BEIRER. Then Bevorts, and Bevorts beginning to close in. Then it's Cooper with Bartolini, and then Moore. And Bob Moore and Bartolini, though they're teammates, they've been scrapping corner to corner. And there's Rob Herring, number 12, on the RWJ's Honda. A change of machinery for this year, but the same team. Everts refusing to relinquish that lead to his teammate. NICHOLL is still there, and behind him De Wit. Ever increasing pressure from BEIRER. Can he get past him before the checkered flag? Here they come to start another lap. Crowd are loving this. They're beginning to settle down just a little as Monique Bevorts, number 4, goes through. Down the hill for Stafan EVERTS, with his teammate VOHLAND right behind him. Everts second in the championship with those 176 points, 7 points behind VOHLAND. If they stay as they are, there'll be no changes. And it looks like De Wit has lost out to Pit BEIRER. So that will be 4th for the German. Those are the top 2 going through. We're looking back for Kurt NICHOLL. There he is, number 5. Then it's BEIRER, then De Wit, and look at Bevorts. Certainly no team orders in that camp. Bevorts looking to increase his position. Bartolini and Moore still chasing the SoCal Honda rider, the South African, number 17, Paul Cooper. Robbie Herring in the top 10, 71. Behind him, that's Pedro Tractor, a former world champion, no stranger to success. The crowd, you can tell when NICHOLL comes around. Listen to the air horns. Look at the crowd, the reaction. They're willing the rider on. Kurt NICHOLL it is. Can he put that little bit of extra effort in to get back to the front? Or is he going to settle for third? It'll be 15 points. It'll help his cause. Fifth in the championship at the moment with those 141 points, just 7 behind the man that trails him at the moment, Bob Moore. Everts going through. We're looking back for second place man, his teammate. Here he comes. And there he goes. Tallon VOHLAND. Then it's NICHOLL the Brit. Number 5 on his back. Then the German 61. And yes, Bevoorts has gone past his teammate. Marnik Bevoorts, number 4, passes Werner De Wit, number 6. Well, this must be a Belgium horn that's sounding at the moment because it's Stafan EVERTS that leads. Looking very comfortable at the moment. So smooth, this rider. Tallon VOHLAND, his teammate, still chasing there in second. Kurt NICHOLL comfortable in third. The top 3 pretty well strung out now. But the tussle is still behind them. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. They're all tussling for those extra points. BEIRER still back there. Then Bevoorts and De Wit. There is Bevoorts behind BEIRER. So Bevoorts on target, maybe for a better point score. There's his teammate, De Wit, number 6. Behind that group, it should be the Chesterfield Yamahas of Bartolini just going through, and Bob Moore. There he is. The 2 men closely together. Jochen Carlsen, Pedro Tractor just going over the jump there. But it is this young Belgium, Stafan EVERTS, 23 years of age, son of a famous riding father, with Tallon VOHLAND, his teammate, riding his wheel tracks. NICHOLL there still with him. BEIRER being caught by Bevoorts. De Wit hasn't been shaken off yet. So we could still see changes before the checkered flag in this one. Top 2 hoist the bikes up the double uphill jump. Out go the flags from the respective fans from all over the world that have travelled to this Grand Prix in Great Britain. And look at these 2. Moore and Bartolini swapping places lap after lap. Bob Moore unable to drop his teammate at the moment. Bollet just going up the hill there, number 9. Then 12, Robbie Herring. Tractor behind Herring. There's Paul Cooper, number 17, beginning to drop down the order. But it's the Belgium, Stafan EVERTS then, that leads. And he's looking so comfortable at the moment. The rest squabbling for the lower places. NICHOLL going through. BEIRER, the German, still behind him. And BEIRER, a gutsy ride so far. Comes on strong near the end of the race. Very fit, very determined. But EVERTS it is. Uncatchable. Stafan came here about a year ago, rode an international at this circuit in much the same conditions and won that overall. So he likes the circuit and success seems to follow him here. Bevoorts. Where is De Wit? The answer is there. So those top 6 placings unchanged. Bob Moore going through. Where's Bartolini? Well, almost on cue. These 2 appear to be holding hands lap after lap. Stafan goes around the top, comes down again. The Belgian fans here with their horns are going wild. They're loving this. They've come a long way to see it and they're being rewarded for their journey. Stafan beginning to pick his way through the back markers. VOHLAND is still there behind him. Team manager and sponsors will certainly be happy with this result. You can't ask anything better. First and second from both your riders. There is EVERTS. Oh, it's a big gap now beginning to appear between those 2. Just look at this 23-year-old. Former World 125 champion. Has been knocking on this 250 crown for the last couple of years. But one problem after another, injury and other small niggly problems has denied him the championship. Kurt NICHOLL gets the board, but look at BEIRER. He's closing on NICHOLL. I got a feeling we're going to have a real scrap between these 2 before the checkered flag. NICHOLL going through. There's BEIRER. He's got the red mist in his eyes. I think he wants that 3rd position. And NICHOLL's going to have to defend this man under no problems whatsoever. But here they come down the hill. It's BEIRER for the outside. NICHOLL on the inside. Who will it be? It's still NICHOLL. Will an HRC engine take NICHOLL up the hill any quicker than BEIRER's? It would appear to. The leader, Stafan EVERTS, going through. We're looking back for second. There he is, Tallon VOHLAND. Now, who is in third? Is it going to be 61 or 5? And it's NICHOLL. And BEIRER desperately trying to find a way round. Goes through a different line on the downhill as EVERTS goes through over the double. VOHLAND goes through. And look at this scrap unfolding between these two. NICHOLL hanging on desperately to third place. The crowd here getting behind him with the horns and programs. EVERTS totally unaware of the battle that's going on behind him at the moment between the two Honda riders. Neither is VOHLAND aware of it, but we are, because here they come. BEIRER comes down the hill on the outside, closes in on NICHOLL as they go up the hill. Who's got the stronger engine? It's NICHOLL. Down the other side they come out of the heavens. There they are. Is it going to be NICHOLL? Yes. Still third. BEIRER must be desperately wanting what he can do. Bob Moore now in front of his teammate Bartolini. EVERTS, uncatchable lead at the moment. Second place man is teammate VOHLAND. And look at this. They are swapping places, or trying to. That's BEIRER just about to overtake a back marker, and that was NICHOLL in front of him. DeWitt going through. We're looking back now for the first of the Chesterfield men. It's Bob Moore and Bartolini. I think they've now decided who's going to finish where. Well, EVERTS has certainly made that assumption, I think, right from the drop of the gate. He wants to win, and he's on target for 20 points. VOHLAND can do very much or little about his teammate, as the two Honda men still scrapping for third place. But VOHLAND is beginning to close on them. So there's DeWitt. And behind DeWitt, still the two Chesterfield men. And it's still Moore. Can't shake off his teammate Bartolini. The Italian hangs on. EVERTS coming down the hill. The crowd are enjoying this. He's very warmly welcomed here in Great Britain, is Stafan EVERTS. Listen to the horns. That's got to be for Kurt NICHOLL. There's VOHLAND. Now where's NICHOLL? There he is. Where is BEIRER? There he is. So the chase is certainly not over yet. There is VOHLAND, number 4. Should be DeWitt behind him, number 6. His teammate. Back marker going through. And there is DeWitt. Moore. Bartolini. So the top 6 placings, 7 placings, very nearly decided now as we get into the latter stages of the race. Stafan EVERTS, so comfortable. Look how smooth the Belgian rider is. Seems totally untroubled by anything at the moment. There is VOHLAND, and here comes NICHOLL with BEIRER hot on his heels again. Well, the pace that those two are setting up in third and fourth, moving them towards second place man. VOHLAND, look at these look at these two. Oh, look at BEIRER. Legs akimbo off the bike. I think he very nearly went down the hill minus the bike there. He is giving it 101%, but NICHOLL just refuses to relinquish third spot to the German. VOHLAND coming down the hill as the two Honda riders come around that corner, and they are definitely catching the American. The pressure that BEIRER is exerting on NICHOLL is definitely pushing them towards that Kawasaki of VOHLAND's. Here they come again. All eyes are on these two at the moment. NICHOLL it is. Listen to the crowd. They're loving this. Oh, BEIRER goes up on the inside. Has he got him? No, but he tries again on the outside. Here they go for the uphill jump. It's NICHOLL moves across and blocks the line, and BEIRER goes to the inside. NICHOLL goes to the high side. Oh, and he blocks NICHOLL. And NICHOLL comes back at him. NICHOLL on the inside, BEIRER on the outside, and NICHOLL has got it. Almost perfectly executed block pass by the German Pit BEIRER on the Brit Kurt NICHOLL, but NICHOLL was having none of that. That supreme HRC power plant taking him through back into third. We have got a ding-donger going on here for third and fourth. And look at BEIRER. He just out-jumps NICHOLL. Kurt must have got into a little bit of a problem there. The crowd's still urging him on. EVERTS must be watching this through his goggles in disbelief. Bob Moore now shaking off his teammate Andre Bartolini and trying to set a pace on the rider in front of him, which should be Werner de Wit, number 6. Up the chalk hill they go again. They drop off as we rejoin the leader, number 2 of the Belgium, Stafan EVERTS. Has this race so far well sewn up? Only a mistake or a mechanical problem will deny him those 20 points. The back end of the bike kicks into the rut at the bottom. He clears the 2 jumps along the valley. Heads up towards the finish point yet again to start another lap. But the battle is certainly still on. It's BEIRER leading NICHOLL now. The 22-year-old German decided he wanted third, and he's gone for it. Can NICHOLL come back? There's the board. 3 laps to go, says Julian Dobb. That's Kurt NICHOLL's mechanic. As EVERTS comes down past the signalling area to start another lap. Over the big tabletop. Then it's VOHLAND, and here they come. NICHOLL, but it's BEIRER first. NICHOLL behind him. BEIRER, first year in the 250s, riding the HRC kitted Honda against the full factory job of Kurt NICHOLL's. But in the end, it's all down to the riders themselves. First and second coming through. That battle for third place is still very much in place. NICHOLL hasn't given it up. He needs the points. And we got another battle on here. Bob Moore chasing Werner de Wit for 6th place. De Wit's teammate EVERTS in front of him in 5th. This is a really good scrap. Great entertainment, great motocross for the crowd that have piled in here today. 20-odd thousand and more goes for it and gets it. Bob Moore taking 6th then from Werner de Wit. So 7th for de Wit. 8th for Bartolini, Bob Moore's teammate. But here comes Stafan EVERTS on course for 20 points and the win. Untroubled at the moment. VOHLAND still there 2nd. The scrap is on for 3rd. And it's still BEIRER from NICHOLL. And then EVERTS in 5th. Well, Stafan EVERTS just looks as if he's cruising around at the moment. That's how smooth the rider is. VOHLAND trying to catch him, but I think BEIRER has aspirations of 2nd spot. There's NICHOLL, and NICHOLL being caught by Monique EVERTS. So things are looking to change maybe before we get the checkered flag, but here comes Stafan EVERTS then, taking what can only say is the checkered flag and a deserved first race win. Tallon VOHLAND should come round behind him for 2nd place, and he does. 3rd then, and jubilant German Pit BEIRER. 4th then for Kurt NICHOLL. 5th then for Monique EVERTS. Well, the mechanics taking the machines back. There's Pit BEIRER congratulating Tallon VOHLAND on his 2nd place. But the result goes to this young man, the 23-year-old Belgium, Stafan EVERTS, who takes the first 250 heat win, and he will be jubilant with those 20 points. The crowd loved it. Pit BEIRER. Chased his teammate all the way home from literally the gates. Let's welcome from the USA, Tallon VOHLAND.
Stand up and wave, Stefan.
So then, in first position.
There's no better time than the half distance in the championship to stamp your authority, and you surely done that in this first heat.
Yeah, all those other years I was in the beginning of the year very strong, and in the middle of the season, it started to go not that well, and now it's the opposite way, and hopefully all those other years I was 2nd, and hopefully this year I can be 1st.
Well, there's Mr. Motorvision Bob Moore himself. The weather has changed just a little now. It's started to rain, which will make track conditions extremely slippery. Stafan EVERTS leads them down onto the gate for Heat 2. Winner of Heat 1. Already 20 points as he drops his goggles on the floor. His teammate Tallon VOHLAND drops in beside him. Kurt NICHOLL to the left of them. The Johnson's BFE boys settling down there as Bob Moore drops in beside number 70, Leon Gisbers. Bolle number 9, Bartolini number 11, Bevorts number 4. As the official here holds up the green flag, the 5-second board spins. The gate will drop. Here we go. The 250-second leg gets underway, and who's it going to be? Looks like it's NICHOLL again, with DeWitt on the outside. That's EVERTS on the inside, but that's NICHOLL that leads. That HRC engine getting NICHOLL out of the gate like a greyhound. The rest of them battling for positions as they come through. The track very much damper than it was in the early stages of the first race. The two Chesterfield boys there, Bartolini and Moore, back in about 6th and 7th. Up the chalk hill they go, up Foxhills as it's called. They drop into the dip for the first time, through the Nadri little chicane. Out goes the yellow flag, somebody's gone down. Can't see who it is from this angle, but it is NICHOLL, and EVERTS is going for it. Stafan EVERTS, has he got the lead as they come down the drop-off? And the answer is yes. The Belgium has decided he doesn't want to play with anybody else today. He's off. He wants to win it back-to-back. But they're scrapping now for the lower positions. There's EVERTS, followed by NICHOLL and VOHLAND. EVERTS is on his way. There's NICHOLL. Oh, VOHLAND goes down. Hands third place to Bevorts. There's BEIRER. There's DeWitt. Moore and Bartolini in front of him. Pedro Tractor. Yoki Carlson and I think it's Robbie Herring together there behind that group. It's really going to be another corker, this one. Stafan EVERTS has decided he doesn't want to stay with anybody, but NICHOLL is not allowing him to get away. Kurt NICHOLL in front of his home crowd here, 4th in the first race. He definitely wants to better that in race 2. There's NICHOLL, right behind him. There is Bevorts. Here comes EVERTS, and you can tell it's NICHOLL that's behind him. Bevorts. Then it's BEIRER, then DeWitt, then Bartolini, then Bob Moore, number 41. Then it's Gisbers, number 70. The first of the two Chesterfield Suzuki men. But Stafan EVERTS already beginning to stamp his authority as Bevorts closes on NICHOLL, with BEIRER and DeWitt chasing those two. There's the Chesterfield men. It really is a battle at the front at the moment, and NICHOLL not dropping off Stafan EVERTS. EVERTS not able to break away at the moment. Listen to those horns. You can tell it's a British rider that comes around next, can't you? Unbelievable atmosphere here. The first double-header Grand Prix here in Great Britain. The second only in history, the first one being in Japan a few years ago. Maybe we're going to see a repeat of this in countries to come for next year. There's DeWitt, still chasing. He refuses to give up. Oh, someone on the floor, and that's Bevorts. Marnik Bevorts on the floor. He's gone off the bike over the uphill ski-off jump, and I hope that's not too serious. NICHOLL still second. We're looking back for third. Then we've got to change, because there's BEIRER and there's now DeWitt in 4th. Then it's Bartolini 5th. It should be Bob Moore behind him in 6th. Indeed it is. Then it's Gisbers, the first of the two Chesterfield Suzuki squad men. But down the hill once again comes EVERTS with NICHOLL. Listen to those horns. We're loving this. And Pit BEIRER now third. He will probably start to lock horns with Kurt NICHOLL before much longer. Those two have had a tremendous battle in the first race, and we could be on target for another one in the second race. Leon Gisbers and Robbie Herring, number 12, right behind him. So we've got Brits in the top 10 as Monique Bevorts receives attention from the first aid crew. Let's hope that's not too serious. Everts then leads. Look at Dobb. Julian Dobb, Kurt NICHOLL's mechanic, stomping his feet at the rider. That board probably says, come on, try harder. NICHOLL still second. He's on good for a podium finish at the moment. For the overall result, it's Kurt NICHOLL. Everts up the hill, winner of race 1 and on target for race 2. But it's a way to go yet. Goes for a roll-off on his goggles. It's raining now here, so track conditions are certainly changing. You can see the brollies. It's been a great day's racing here at the British 125/250 Grand Prix. And if we can get a Brit on the podium in the 250 category, it will be an absolute fantastic day. There is NICHOLL hanging on to second. There is BEIRER. You could say his arch enemy just a little bit today. They have locked it together once or twice. Are we on for a repeat of race 1 between those two? DeWitt still fourth. Behind DeWitt, it's Bartolini, the first of the Chesterfield Yamaha boys. Bob Moore should be behind him, and indeed he is, but Bartolini's got quite a gap over his teammate. Everts, no sign of Tallon VOHLAND. He went down whilst in third on the opening laps, and he's down the field. NICHOLL, and here comes BEIRER, as expected, the German, the 22-year-old German riding the Swiss Pamo Honda with the HRC kit on the bike after the full factory Honda of Kurt NICHOLL, the British rider. And look at DeWitt. The Biaffi team, Johnson Suzuki riders, decided they're not going to play on their own. He wants to get in on the act. You can see the rain beginning to fall on the lenses of our cameras. But we've had a fantastic day here, despite the weather at the end of it. Everts comes down to start another lap. Out goes Julian Dobb to tell Kurt NICHOLL what he needs to do. How long the race is left to run, how many laps. But here is Stafan Everts. He is totally untroubled at the front. He's going for a back-to-back win. And NICHOLL needs now to look over his shoulder, because here comes the German and here comes the Belgian rider, Werner de Wit. So the battle is on for second, third and fourth. Up the Foxhills they go again. Bartolini lags back but behind that group. His teammate Moore shouldn't be too far behind. There he is. Bob, a favourite here in Great Britain, but there's Everts. Down the hill he goes. NICHOLL. BEIRER, can BEIRER catch NICHOLL and maybe get past him? I'm sure the crowd that are watching this are hoping that NICHOLL can stay in second. Everts looking once again untroubled, so smooth. This JHK Silkeling Kawasaki rider certainly on target possibly for his first 250 World Championship. Cranks it around the wall of death there, comes past the pit area. NICHOLL, now where is BEIRER? There's the British rider. We're back with the leader once again, Stafan Everts. All eyes are on the battle for second. Everts has basically cleared off in the lead and left everybody behind. But it's still NICHOLL second, and BEIRER dropping back just a little bit into the clutches of number 6, Werner de Wit. Stafan Everts, the former 125cc world champion, 23 years of age, the Belgian. And NICHOLL made a mistake on that bottom of that hill. We've seen other riders get caught out there, and NICHOLL made a mistake. Has BEIRER got the momentum to take him past? Are we going to have another handlebar-to-handlebar confrontation between those two? Everts here looks over his shoulder. Well, he's a long way out in front now. Here is NICHOLL now. Where is the German? And the answer is there on the inside of him. NICHOLL looking just a little complacent, then got a shock of his life. There was BEIRER right on the inside of him, and here they come again. Well, these two have provided us with some tremendous racing entertainment here today. It's fantastic stuff. The German really all out for this one. He's looking for second place. He wants it. It'll be 17 points if he can make it, but I'm sure NICHOLL's got other ideas. Into the chicane they go. Despite the rain, the track is still fairly dry in places. And the battle is on. Our cameras are staying with this. Look at BEIRER up the hill. Oh, very nearly made a mistake there. Pinched him forward on the bike. We're looking for the downhill drop. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be number 5 or 61? And it is NICHOLL still. BEIRER tries the inside line, trying to pick up a little extra grip to get him up that hill. Everts, clear away in the lead. No problems whatsoever. He can literally sit back. Goggles are off. Doesn't need to have to worry about problems with dust or dirt in his eyes. He's not following anybody. NICHOLL and BEIRER dropping back just a bit now. NICHOLL's found his second win. DeWitt going through. Here's Bartolini. He's still got his teammate, should be Bob Moore, number 41, behind him. And there he is on cue. He arrives. Certainly one of our favourites here at Foxhill's, Bob Moore. Always been well received by the British crowd in the past. But it's Stafan EVERTS. Well, what can you say about this young man? NICHOLL hangs on to that second place. Now, where's the German? There he is. Back just a little bit. Maybe he'll make a late charge. There, then, is DeWitt. We've lost his teammate Bevorts. Bartolini. Then it's Moore. Always a popular man here. Well, there's Tyson VOHLAND. That's the brother of Tallon VOHLAND. Anxiously watching to see where his brother is in the race at the moment after that mistake he made. And the battle for second is still very much on. And BEIRER goes on the inside. And he gets NICHOLL. They are clanking handlebars again, these two. Oh, NICHOLL very nearly made a big one there. He tried to cut back on the corner to get drive straight out. And he caught the tyre, I think, with his leg. Maybe that's injured his leg, I don't know. He looks a little subdued at the moment. But NICHOLL then loses out to the German Pit BEIRER. BEIRER up to second, and that certainly looks to have incensed the German. He's going for this. He's not going to catch Everts. Well, what can one say? A tremendous charge through from BEIRER. I think he caught NICHOLL a little unawares, but there's the leader. Now, I don't think the German's going to catch him. Everts is so way out in front now, I don't think anybody's going to catch him unless he makes a very serious mistake. BEIRER comes around second now for the first time. Behind this man, number 2, the Belgian, 23 years of age, Stafan EVERTS, riding the JHK Silkelin Kawasaki for the second year in succession. BEIRER on the Pamo Honda, number 61. Now, where is NICHOLL? Is he going to be able to come back and pinch that second place back? Well, we don't know, because at the moment we're back with the leader as the race draws to its conclusion. As we follow a very smooth, superb ride here. This is going to be 40 points in total. We'll hoist him into the lead, into the championship. He takes a bow from the crowd and waves to his fans. Stafan EVERTS it is that's going to take the checkered flag. Another 20 points. The overall result then goes to Stafan EVERTS from Belgium. Second place, and well fought for the German Pit BEIRER. But for the home crowd, here he comes, number 5, Kurt NICHOLL, taking third. Behind him fourth is Werner DeWitt. Fifth then for Bartolini, and sixth for his teammate, Bob Moore. Oh, what a gutsy ride then from Pit BEIRER. On the rostrum again, NICHOLL gets third overall. And let's have a look at that passing move. There it is. NICHOLL gets caught out just a little bit. BEIRER comes through on the inside. Now you watch NICHOLL. BEIRER cuts NICHOLL up. He shuts the route off. Now NICHOLL tries to come in wide of the corner. BEIRER goes in the rut. NICHOLL tries to square it off, and he just almost sticks his foot inside those tyres and comes almost to a complete standstill.
What can you say? Except for let's see it.